Hi guys, and welcome back to Riley's on the Road.
We were in Kanab, Utah for 3 weeks to host our rallies.
Let's see what we did there.
We had to leave Colorado a few days early to avoid a big snowstorm. We had to go over Wolf Creek Pass, which already had snow on it, but it was alright. The campground we left ended up getting 15 inches of snow that night. We made it to our overnight safely. We woke up to snow, then kept driving. In total, we drove 400 miles to get to Kanab. On the way, we stopped at the Four Corners Monument, where the states of Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah all touch. It's the only place in the country where you can be in 4 states at the same time. It's on reservation land, and while the monument is really nice, the parking lot was super muddy, which was so fun with the rig. Ran into some more snow, but finally made it to our campground in Kanab, Utah. We got there a little early to host our own hangout for full-time families. We called it Red Rock Roundup, and it was pretty awesome. We had 21 families and got to plan all the activities, which was super fun. We had a great group.
We put the Glacier National Park, Glacier Hangout, Mesa Verde, Palo Blue, Great Sand Dunes, Four Corners, and Zion stickers on the back of the RV. Saturday, we went to Zion National Park with friends. It was quite a bit of a drive, but it was so beautiful with the red rock. Plus, there was tons of tunnels and switchbacks. One of the tunnels is 1.1 miles long, completed in 1930, and was once the longest non-urban tunnel in the United States. It has a few huge windows along the way to look at the view. Once we got to the visitor center, we met up with a family that was going to attend the rally, ate lunch, and got Junior Ranger packets, then headed over to our hike, where we filled up water bottles and headed off. We hiked to Emerald Pools, which is about a mile there. It was very nice and super pretty along the way, as well as when we got there. We went to the lower pools, down by where the water fell, and it was wow. The colors were beautiful, the red, the orange, the black on the rock wall, and there was even a tree turning orange. Then we hiked to the upper falls, and along the way got to see some beautiful water features and climb some rocks. When we got there, the boulders and the cliff face were massive. We had a quick snack, took a couple pictures, then started off. The walk back was during the golden hour, so it was stunning. My dad, Gemma, and I took a detour to the top of Lower Falls, then caught up with the group. The red rock during the golden hour and the moon hanging right above it was amazing. Driving back, we saw deer. The following day, we went on a hike to the sand caves. It was down the road a little while, where you parked, then walked a bit to the place where you ascended the rock side with a rope, then walked along the top to the caves. We were a big group, but were pretty much the only people up there. It was awesome. I loved it so much. The climbing was a ton of fun, and the caves themselves were a gem.
Our grandma and Aunt Christy stopped for a few days to visit on their way to Arizona.
One of the days they were with us, we went out to lunch. Then Aunt Christy went with me and Melina to volunteer at Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. It's the largest sanctuary of its kind in the US, and it spans across more than 300 acres and is a home to more than 1,600 animals on any given day. Our first time going, we volunteered in the cat section. First, we cleaned a transport van and its cages, then went to the Quincy house to hang out with the cats. It's a special needs house, so it has the cats that have some sort of issue, whether it's mobility or disease or just getting old. They were all so sweet, and it was so great to see how contented each one was. On Thursday, my mom took us to volunteer at the bunny area. It was so cool. They had an awesome setup for the rabbits. We helped by cleaning the outdoor runs, occasionally getting to say hi to the inhabitants when they were feeling courageous. Afterwards, we let a couple of bunnies out to run around in a big enclosure, then got to feed the others their dinner. Friday morning, a couple people from the campground, my dad and I went shooting some pistols at a public range.
Right before the start of the hangout, we hosted a rainbow charcuterie night with the families who were already there. Each family brought a board with a different color theme to build a rainbow. We brought a purple and a brown board.
The day that the hangout started, some of the adults went for a morning hike near the city park. We were surprised by picture-perfect snow flurries against the red rock. God's beauty can take my breath away sometimes.
On Saturday, it snowed and hailed. Here's some speculations by Gemma.
Ooh-wee, a lot of hail. And it's coming in the RV too.
The first night, we had a team game event with trivia to get to know everyone. We had 23 teens at the event. Thank you to the Ackermans. We are so grateful for all the families that helped us out by hosting activities. We went on a group hike to a hidden slot canyon. Red Hollow Slot Canyon was a super easy hike to an awesome spot. It was a perfect, accessible way to experience the essence of Utah for all ages. Everyone had a blast climbing around the canyon.
During our time here, we played tons of games, especially Sky Joe, Apples to Apples, Sweep, and many other big group games, which was super fun.
Vieta and I got to trade Pokemon cards with some of the kids.
One afternoon was the amazing race. There was one teen and one preteen round. For both, you were assigned a team, then had to run to various stations and complete the task, then run to the next station in the order, and whoever finished fastest won gift cards. For the teams, Kayla, Ethan, and I were team and won first place. Melina, Matt, and Joey coming in a very close second.
I set up a Sound of Music movie night. It's my favorite movie and I'm so glad I was able to share it with some kids who had never watched it before.
The previous times of me and Melina going to Best Friends Animal Sanctuary was mostly to get information so we could offer a volunteering opportunity to the people at our rally. Melina had that great idea and I organized it, and it was such a success. We went twice, the first time with 10 people at Cat World, and 2 including Melina helping with the dogs. The second time there were 10, and we did a group project for the pigs, where we organized the storage closet, then got to see the adorable pigs. After that, we had a bit of time, so we took a tour of the parrot garden, which was awesome, very interesting, and we even got to see one that talked a lot.
Hi.
We also went to see a couple of the dogs. Each time we also had lunch there at the cafeteria. It was only $5 and was great. After volunteering, we rushed back to help with crafts. My mom led a beaded corn craft, which Brietta and Gemma both participated in. Then Melina and I taught everyone who wanted to learn how to make string bracelets, which was very fun. Next was the kids' marketplace, where we all had a chance to sell and buy goods, which is always super enjoyable. That evening was an AI talk hosted by one of the dads participating in the rally. It was super interesting. I learned a lot about AI that I hadn't known before, and I think everyone else did too. Another one of the afternoons, we had games set up for everyone to play, like Guess Who, Taco Cat, Goat Cheese Pizza, and Sequence. That night, we went to McDonald's with friends for dinner.
We had a semi-bougie mom's night out with some fantastic ladies.
Another craft we did was sand art. Then we played bingo. Thank you to the Szynskis for hosting it. Ashlyn and I have always thought summer camp songs are so fun, so we wanted to teach some of our favorites to the kids at our rally. We set up some fires, and I think everyone had a ton of fun.
Gave me $1. She said go buy a collar, but I didn't buy no collar. Instead I bought some cocoa. Bazooka, zooka, boga.
Friday was the last full day of the rally, and we went on a field trip to Coral Sand Dune State Park. First, we stopped at the ranger station to gather our huge group together and got sandboards. Then it was off to the dunes, where the ranger told us some about the park. Then we all went off to have fun exploring and sliding down the dunes. That night was a hot dog dinner. It was good. There was even a little celebration for the people with birthdays that month. Afterward was karaoke and a dance party.
We had a donut send-off for everyone leaving Kanab, and then headed to Bryce Canyon National Park. As Zion's buddy park, Bryce wasn't too far away from the campground. It's known for its unreal hoodoos and otherworldly landscape. We went on a 3-mile hike to get closer to Bryce Canyon's trademark features. The hoodoos are actually insane, and Bryce might be one of my favorite national parks now. The sun started to set, and golden hour on the red rocks was so pretty. On our drive back, we stopped a couple times, including at this giant natural arch. Bryce was such a wonderful surprise of a park. It's just so beautiful in its own way. The next day, we drove a couple hours to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. We had only been to the south side, so this was a must-do while we were on that side of the canyon. We walked out to the rim, and it was pretty awesome. The North Rim facilities were all already shut down for winter, so there wasn't much to do. Dad, Ashton, and I walked out further over the canyon. I remember visiting the Grand Canyon, and it never fails to amaze. The day we went to the Grand Canyon was Dad's birthday. Gemma made him a birthday cake. The desert sunsets were spectacular.
The main reason we went to Kanab was to host the full-time families hangout. As hosts, part of our stay at the campground was covered, as well as the event fee. Between the event and driving to the national parks, we didn't have a lot of time to eat out, which our wallets were grateful for.
The rally was chaotic but successful.
See you next time on Riley's on the Road.
Bye!